For me, through this movie, I feel excited because I realize how critical strong group teamwork is in reaching a large objective. For instance, the film shows how all the superheroes from a various background work together to confront Thanos, who has wiped off half of the existence of whole universe. When a great coordination, or can say a great cooperation, is accomplished, you will have this kind of impression that all obstacle and issue can be met collectively as long as everyone understands each other. That's what I think about it.
Movie makes me feel emotional. I laughed, I tear up multiple times and cry, but for the most part of it, I loved the movie.
So for the question number one, how does the movie make you feel? So based on this movie, which is Avenger Endgame, as we know, it is a genre of action and science fiction, but the movie displays a lot of positive value in each scene that makes me as an audience amazed and very excited with the character played in this movie.
After watching the Avengers Endgame movie, I had a lot of mixed feelings. However, no one is really satisfied with the ending of the movie, as I am not satisfied myself. This is because maybe generally everyone expects a happy ending in their heads, but they gave us something that we did not expect instead. For example, the part where people actually wanted Steve to snap and die, and Tony to have a happy ending.
To be honest, I enjoy watching this Endgame movie like I want to join the Avengers team in opposing and defeating Thanos, as played by Josh Brolin. In fact, the ego and selfish attitude of Thanos in this Endgame movie evokes feelings of anger and resentment. Indeed, Thanos is insanely obsessed with power for his own benefit, causing harm and destruction to the Earth.
So the problem that I can see in the movie is that Captain America follow his feeling, want to use a time machine to get the stone back, while Iron Man doesn't want to use a time machine because he thinking that it will cause problem in the timeline. So we can see in here the personality Iron Man using his logical thinking to make a decision, while Captain America using his feeling to make a decision. So these two type personality had a high chance to have a very different opinion. So I use MBTI test to observe their personality.
The problem that I can see is towards Thor. He is really struggling to cope with his defeat, the deaths of his loved ones, and also was forced to destroy his home planet. It makes sense why Thor becomes self-destructive and self-pitying, also after losing to Thanos. It caused Thor to have traumatic stress until he developed a drinking problem. I diagnosed this problem by keeping up with the previous Marvel movie.
So next question, what and how do you diagnose the problems? As we know, there is a conflict between Thor's character and his teammate who have a misunderstanding when Thor is invited together to complete the mission as a superhero, but he doesn't want to do it.
In one of the scene in the movie, there is a fight scene which includes a game of keep away, which involves the glove that has the Infinity Stones on it. It was held but now worked by nearly every character in the movie. However, Thanos is the one who gets to hold it, but is prevented by Captain Marvel by snapping his fingers to completely unmake all of existence.
The issue I have with this movie is its egotism in accepting help from someone. People who want to help are genuinely interested in doing so. However, rejecting an offer of assistance demonstrates arrogance and ego. This can be seen at minute 1:14.7 seconds when Gamora tries to help Nebula get up after falling, but Nebula acted selfishly in pushing Gamora's hand away.
The message that I agree in this movie is treat your people well. So Thanos chooses to shoot using his plan directly to the ground without worrying most of the teammates will die when he almost been killed by Wanda. So he's a selfish leader. That's not how the teams works. So according to Steve Machines and Mary and Von Lino in their book, which titled Organizational Behavior, they define team as the group of people that influence each other, are mutually accountable for achieving common goals. So in these particular definitions, we can see that how the teams work perfectly.
The message of this movie is that we must work as a team, stuck together through thick and thin to achieve team effectiveness. The journal that I use is from Steve Kozlowski and Daniel, which is Enhancing the Effectiveness of Work Groups and Teams. And yes, I agree with this.
Okay, question number 3. What is the message of this movie? The message of this movie is trust. As we know, trust is the basic currency of relationship. If you don't have trust, the relationship is bound to fail at some point of the time. As an example, we can look from the character which is Tony Stark had Steve Rogers for not telling him that Bucky is the guy who killed his parent. I agree with it because in organizational behavior, the relationship need a trust. There is 3 types of trust in organizational relationship, which is deterrence-based trust, second knowledge-based trust, and the last is related to this situation, which is identification-based trust.
Our current reality is determined by our past. As we saw in the movie about time travel, the film travels back in time to retrieve the Infinity Stones in order to alter the reality of the future. But it has no effect on what has already occurred. Simply put, you will never get back what you have given up. As a result, time spent with family is the most valuable commodity anyone can possess. There will be no more of it after it has gone. This can be related to selective attention in organizational behavior. This occurs when attention is a limited source. Therefore, selective attention allows us to tune out unimportant details and focus on what really matters. Tony refers to the fact that time is the most valuable source that everyone has in equal measure. You can't buy time since it's so valuable. There are only 24 hours in a day and an infinite amount of time in one's life. Because time cannot be purchased or reversed, I believe that if someone wants to spend time with you, it means they genuinely care about you and puts all their attention to you.
The message I got from this movie was the importance of teamwork. Without the cooperation provided, the team will be unable to achieve their objectives. I agree with the storyline of the Endgame, where the Avengers team's cooperation is so strong that they eventually defeat Thanos, the main character of antagonists, where at the end they are one. A team is a group of people who work together to achieve a common goal. According to the journal The Impact of Teamwork on Work Performance of Employees, a study of faculty members in Doha University stated that teamwork was found the most significant independence variable having the most significant impact on performance, followed by trust among team members, effective leadership in the team, and proper system of performance appraisal and rewards. This journal is related to our OB study as well as this movie.
Solution of problem occurred, we must control our stress consequences. Like Thor, instead of drinking alcohol, he should live a healthy lifestyle to slowly manage the stress.
So for the last question is, give one suggestion in minimizing the issue or problems occur in the movie based on the topic that you have learned in this course. Okay, so the suggestion in minimizing the issue problems occur in the movie is communication. Communication is most important thing that can change people attitude, which is the essence of social behavior. So from the communication, it can coordinating work activity.
Every character in the movie wants to prevent Thanos from snapping his fingers. However, they couldn't go back and find Thanos to prevent all this from happening. There are a variety of systems on which fictitious time machines can run. There's the Back to the Future paradigm, in which changes in the past are promptly translated to the time traveler's present, resulting in images fading and some difficult problems about causality and why no one's memory changes. This can be related to OB in cognitive thinking. In the movie, Tony Stark mentions three significant challenges when discussing the problems of time travel with Scott Lang, that they are operating at the Planck length, and they have to deal with the EPR paradox and the Dirac proposition. From this, we know that Tony has thoughts that processes with special emphasis on rationality and logic. Now, if every character in this movie had applied this behavior, then there would practically be less damage in the movie and the ending would have probably been different.
The suggestion on the topic that I found is work-based attitude, where we need to control our emotions because emotions affect our behavior. Emotions can put people in a state of readiness such as anger or other actions, where we are unaware of our actions. Even if you don't like the person, we must accept every offer of assistance in a positive manner.
Overall, we can learn a lot from this movie, especially regarding to topic which is organizational behavior, where it presents many challenges linked to this topic and even offers us room to think of additional action to overcome the existing organizational and management problems.